Hi, everybody. Welcome to CHIME on Demand. I am Kim Skates, Membership Relations Manager at Central Houston. I'm here with some great CHIME members, Alexis, Virginia, and Celeste, and I am so excited to introduce to you our special guest today, Executive Coach Tracy Donaldson. She is a good friend of mine, a former colleague, and the best presenter I have ever been in a conference room with. But that is not why we're here. Tracy, we're so excited to have you. Tell us a little bit about your decision to move from your big corporate sales career into executive coaching.
Yeah, thank you for that intro, Kim. That's fantastic. It was a big decision. I had been in sales and executive leadership for almost 25 years when I made the decision that had been pulling at my heart for a long time to transition into coaching. And I actually started getting my coaching certification in 1999. So imagine that, way before the internet existed. And I knew there was, in all of the roles that I had, coaching was part of it, especially in leadership. And one of the things that I was observing being in Fortune 50 companies and Fortune 500 companies and even smaller businesses is that the good leaders were the ones that really paid attention, that led with empathy, that led with compassion, that led with authenticity. And I had the privilege of experiencing leaders like that. The bad leaders and the ones that kept me up at night were the complete opposite. And so I really wanted to understand, what is the difference? Where's the disconnect? And what makes a really good leader a good leader? And so I did a deep dive and went through coaching certification, received my credentials. And I really felt like now is the time to be bringing this message to these organizations and to work with one leader at a time, one team at a time, one organization at a time, to really look at how to create positive change, which ultimately, and one of the things that we found is it also creates positive revenue. So all of the other elements fall into place, the business goals fall into place when you have leaders that are excited to lead and when you have employees that are excited to be there. And it all comes back to tying that mission, vision, and purpose together. And so it's just an honor and a privilege, and it's always exciting to get in and learn and understand how to do that, especially here in Houston.
So, as you're talking to employers, what are they telling you that they're looking for from their employees? What skills do they want their people to have right now?
Yeah, it used to be. It's interesting. We've seen a really big change in the last few years. It used to be technical skills. They need to be proficient in this. They need to really know what they're doing. They need to be subject matter experts. And what we're finding is that leaders are asking for the soft skills. They're asking for them to be more flexible and never more than this year, to really be part of the team, to be part of the solutions, to be part of the innovation that is happening within these organizations. And so they're looking for employees to show up as their full selves, as their authentic selves, and to really bring all of themselves to work, not just this one piece. Oh, I know how to do this, or I can sell that. That's fine. But the ones that show up and that are authentic and compassionate and self-aware, and they really understand what the company mission and vision and goals are, and can execute on those, that's what they're looking for. And so that's what they're asking for. And something else that comes up a lot in my conversations, especially with executives lately, is this idea of resilience. And the fact that each one of you is sitting here today shows that you are resilient. You've made it through. This has been a very challenging year. We all come up against different challenges and different obstacles. And it's the way that we face those obstacles, we look at them, and we take them head on. And so resilience has been a really big topic of conversation. How do we as an organization respond with compassion? How are we resilient? And how are we still, even though we've got this funky year that's been happening, how do we move forward? How do we create a vision for the future when things are a little bit muddy right now in the present?
That's great. And so that leads us a little bit into the exercise that Tracy is going to walk us through today. And I want to tell you a little bit about why we decided to do this particular exercise. Um, for me personally, a few years ago, I also decided that I was ready for a career change. I left my big sales career and decided I wanted to start a business, and then quickly decided that business maybe wasn't for me. And then I was back trying to decide what is it that I want to do. And I just felt like I was losing my footing. I was losing my confidence. I was spinning out a little bit, right? And so Tracy called me and said, "You're not really yourself these days. I want you to do this exercise with me." And so she's going to walk us through that exercise, which is a visualization exercise. And I know you're thinking, oh my God, visualization exercises. And it's not my jam either, but stay with us. It's free. It's only a few minutes, costs you nothing. And here's the other thing. This may not, well, this may be exactly what you need today. It may not be what you need today, but I bet you know somebody that this could be really good for. You know, Tracy was talking about this challenging year and the things that have been disrupted for us. Our routines have been disrupted, our social support systems, our relief valves, how we take care of ourselves. Like there's just been so much that's felt unsettled for us. And what a great way for us to support each other, to give each other tools to kind of help us through it, right? So that's why we're here today. Tracy's going to walk us through it. Tracy, anything that we need to know before we get started?
I would just say you don't have to do anything. So how great is that? You just sit back, relax. As Kim mentioned, this is it can be a really powerful experience. What I love about it is a lot of people right now are looking for answers. They feel really stuck. They don't know where to go. One of the things that's going to happen today is you're going to get answers from someone that knows you better than anybody has ever known you. And so what I would recommend is just to relax into the process, just minimize all distractions, go with it, and see what happens. Have fun with it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to turn it over to Tracy. We are all going to turn our videos off while she walks us through this. It's just a few minutes. And then when we get back, we will talk about it for a little bit. Okay. So I will see you guys in a few minutes.
Yes. So let's go ahead and stop our video. Just get really present into the space. All you need to do is close your eyes, settle in, be present. Take just a moment. So close your eyes, take slow, deep breaths, allowing your body to completely relax. Keep your attention on your breathing and notice how your breathing welcomes relaxation. Notice and release any remaining tension in your neck, back, arms, legs, even down to your toes. Imagine yourself walking on a beautiful day and you feel totally at peace. Notice your surroundings, the colors, the sounds, the smells. Make note of what this place looks like and feels like to you. You may feel a guiding presence. Continue on your walk until you realize you've come to the place where your future self lives, 10 years into the future. Notice what your future home looks like and get the feel of the place. Your future self, 10 years older than you are now, welcomes you. Notice your future self, their appearance, their energy. What are they wearing? As you enter the home of your future self, your home 10 years from now, look around. Notice the feeling of the space, the colors, the smells. Your future self encourages you to sit down to have a conversation. As you gaze into your future self's eyes, get a sense of the wisdom and experience. Notice how you feel. Now, you can ask some questions of your future self. What has made your life fulfilling? What are your greatest gifts? What do you need right now? What is the greatest contribution you've made over the last 10 years? Now, ask a few questions of your own and notice the answers coming into your being. Receive each response with gratitude. What's new here that you're in touch with? What is being created in this space? Sit still and gaze into your future self's eyes, taking in any additional insights you receive. As you do, your future self hands you a gift. Explore the gift and ask your future self the significance of this gift. Then, thank your future self, leave the house, and prepare to make the journey home. As you head back, notice everything around you and take the time to cherish any new insights. As you return to your starting point, express your gratitude for this inner journey. Take a deep breath in and slowly come back to the place where you are now. When you're ready, open your eyes, stretch, and remain silent. You can spend a few moments in silence, and when you're ready, turn your cameras back on and come back into the group. Great, everybody's back, wonderful. You can go ahead and unmute, and we can see Celeste.
My future self was like, you know what? You need to be seen. Let's go head on. Let's do this thing.
Yes. To be seen. So, what was that like? What stood out in that experience?
And where to start?
You know, when I did it a few years ago, for me, it just gave me this perspective that I think I just couldn't see in the moment. I was so wrapped up in my current place of stress and uncertainty that I just couldn't get past it. And this exercise really helped me to imagine possibilities and realize that like this too shall pass, right? Like there's a future out there where things will be different, and what are the possibilities and how do I make a plan to get from here to there?
Yeah. Mine, it was weird. It was like kind of calming my future self, I guess. Like, excuse my language, but she's a bad bitch. So I was like, hey girl, how do we get here? Okay. And so it was just nice because it felt like I'm on the right it was a very weird, like you're on the right track, like keep going, just don't give up. And like, yeah, you'll be, I don't know, I had like a baby. I was like, whoa, future stuff. You have children. Hey, girl, let's get a boyfriend first. But we'll see, one step at a time.
Yeah, that's great. That's, it's there.
I had a nanny, so that was great.
It's quite the visualization.
It was very visual. I love my house. I like have a whole house. Like it was like a whole thing. I was like, girl, hey, how you doing?
Anybody else want to share?
Yeah, I mean, I think mine was maybe surprising to myself. I don't know where this comes from in your subconscious when it could be so different from what you off the bat think of your future as. And, if you just off the cuff asked me, oh, your life in 10 years, I picture a big home, a high profile job, just really killing it and having all these positions and making a difference in the world and doing all these things. But everything that I saw was so serene and peaceful. I was walking down the beach in my very moderate, home near the beach with just my family, and we just had the things we needed, and I wasn't doing anything grand. The gift that I got, I kept picturing, I was thinking, what is this gift that I'm opening? What is it? And there was nothing in the box. There could be nothing. And then I figured, well, maybe I just don't need anything. I need to focus on, what's actually mattering instead of all these things I keep chasing after. Because I think truly what everyone wants is inner peace and just calmness and fulfillment, and that peace is something that I feel like I'm always missing. As I even alluded to before we started recording, oh, I'm looking forward to this. I don't know what it is, but I think it'll bring me peace. Maybe that's what I'm looking for and I don't even know it.
Beautiful.
Just finger snaps.
Yes, totally. Virginia, anything you'd like to, you don't have to share, but just checking in.
No, of course. What I pictured a lot were trees, just lots of tall pine trees, driving by them or walking by them in the visualization. And then the gift, I did picture a box wrapped like with a really pretty bow, but I didn't even want to open it because it's so prettily wrapped. But yes, and then I did see sort of like, I want to describe it like as a snow lodge, but there was no snow. It was just a lot of trees. And so that was really nice. It was really serene too, like Alexis described, and calm and very woodsy. I really liked it.
That's great. Well, thank you everybody for participating in that, and all of you who are just joining us afterwards. I hope that was a valuable experience for you. And so that is our big exercise for today. But Tracy, before we go, I know you have one other little hot tip you want to share with us.
I do, but before we get there, I would like to encourage you just to kind of close out the future self. I really would encourage you, because you have felt this place, this place, to work with that person, to sit down and have tea, to communicate. Sometimes you can bring her in when you're on a walk. There are lots of different ways to keep this going. And even one of the ways that it helps a lot when you're feeling stuck and you can't make a decision and you're really torn about what to do, what would your future self do in this situation? What would she say to you? So I would encourage you to kind of develop a relationship, because you've got these goals in mind and you know where you're going. So just spend a little bit of time with her. And that would be my recommendation as a way to utilize that and to keep it going, to keep that good stuff going. Yes. Okay. So as Kim was mentioning, and as we talked about before, this has been just an absolutely crazy year, and many of us are being asked to do things that we've never had to do before. We're on a gazillion Zoom meetings. We've got presentations we still have to do. We have 1,000 emails we've got to get back with. We've got all of these things coming at us really quickly. And one of the techniques that I've found, and something that even at the highest levels of leadership that they're asking for, are very quick ways to kind of, it's like a circuit breaker, a very quick way to get back into this headspace, to get back and connect with yourself, especially if you find that your heart's beating really fast, or you are nervous about something and you just need a quick way to recharge and to make that connection between your head and your heart. So it really does help that head and heart connection. And it's called square breathing. And so many of you may have done this before. The Navy SEALs use it as a way to really get focused. They call it box breathing. And so it's a very quick way, and I'll even show you, I'll use kind of a visual so that you can see what this is. It's literally a square. And so we're going to inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and then hold for 4. And you can draw this on your hand, or you can draw it in the air as we go up and down. But I just want you to experience what it's like to just take a moment, just that quick moment, to reconnect with yourself. So let's try this. And you can either do it on your hand, up with an arrow, over to the right, down, and then left. So up, over, down, and left. Or you can even write it on a piece of paper, or just kind of draw it in the air. Well, let's try this together. So we're going to take an inhale, take a deep inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. We'll do this a couple more times. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And I'll let you do the last one on your own. Just inhale. Just a very quick reset.
Thanks, Tracy. That's a good one.
And if you don't, I'm going to give you a little shortcut. If you don't have time for the square breathing, there's the triangle, which is just inhale for 3, hold for 3, exhale in a pinch.
Okay, thanks everybody. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next time on CHIME on Demand. Bye.